103.1 KSCW. I'm Keith Breitbach in for Ron Capriotti on the Rec Center Show. In the studio today is General Manager Stephen Erno and Pat O'Hara. Welcome to the studio, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Here we are, swinging away into summer, June already, all sorts of stuff happening. We don't settle down or calm down during the summer, do we, Stephen?
We do not, no. And it's funny you say that. I was literally saying that to my son this morning. I was talking to him like, man, I can't even believe basically the year's half over with. I mean, I know we just started June, but in my mind, it's already done because it's going to go by so fast. But It's crazy. But no, things definitely, it slows down a bit for us and in the sense that we don't have as many folks coming in to use facilities, but it doesn't change for us in a lot of ways because we're very busy doing cleaning and maintenance and all types of things that we do during the summer. But of course, there's still a lot going on as well for the members too.
And taking care of business, right?
Yeah.
We've got an annual meeting coming up.
Yeah, so that's the next big thing we got here is the annual meeting for the members. And I absolutely encourage folks to come out to that. That's going to be on June 18th at 9 o'clock in the morning at Palm Ridge. And that's going to be basically an update from myself on where we're at with the strategic plan action items for this year, as well as we'll have Barry Dunn out there, the consultants for the master plan. They'll be giving an update on that as well. And then, of course, the board will conduct their regular meeting with that.
So for a lot of new members into the community, always ongoing, right? So they may not really have an idea of what happens at an annual meeting and what's going on with the master plan.
Yeah, so it'll be again an update on the strategic plan action items. So we have 20 action items that it'll give an update on. Those were basically the directives from the governing board last year on things to accomplish for this current fiscal year. And I'm happy to report that they've all been accomplished, and I'll run through those quickly at that meeting. And then, of course, we'll have a financial update. That's a big part of it as well for members. They're going to want to be out there to kind of see where we're at from a financial standpoint, and where we're at with the budget and all that and our reserves. And I'm happy to say again with those, we're very fortunate with that. We're very financially healthy and in a great place. So it's a good way for folks to just come out. If they're not going to come out for anything else, at least come out for the annual meeting to kind of get an idea where we're at with stuff.
And that kicks off at 9 in the morning,
Yep.
sort of thing. And how much time should people plan on scheduling for that?
I would at least a couple hours typically. So we have again between my update and then Barry Dunn for the master plan, and then the board itself will have a few items for themselves to conduct some business to conduct. So typically about 2 hours.
And talking about financial stability of the community, I don't know if it's been announced yet. Are there any fees that we should be looking for, anticipating increases on?
Yeah, so the governing board approved a $20 increase for the coming fiscal year starting July 1. So those will increase at that point. And but again, folks really should anticipate an increase every year. That would be the thing to do, because obviously, just like in your personal life, things go up. Those same things go up for us: insurance, fuel costs, labor costs, you name it. Everything goes up just like it does in your personal life.
Well, we've got Pat O'Hara. He is the golf operations manager. Speaking of fees and going up, that sort of thing, how are things at the golf courses these days? Are green fees stabilized? Are we anticipating any changes there?
Yes, we'll have some slight changes going into July, our start of our fiscal year. Very small, $1 increase for our residents during peak season. For those that don't purchase an annual card, then our guest public fees will be going up $5 or so. So slight increases, but again, what a great value to come out here and play golf in Sun City West.
And maintenance happening this summer too. Why don't we talk a little bit about that for our golfers?
Yeah, I'd like to share that with everybody listening. We've got, just a reminder, a couple course closures for the summer. We've got Deer Valley and Desert Trails closing on Monday, June 8th for the summer. They'll reopen in October 20th to be exact, after overseeding. And then just a couple other reminders. June 11th through the 15th, we have Trail Ridge closing for 5 days, scheduled maintenance. And then Stardust would be June 18th through June 22nd for a 5-day closure as well.
And good things to make note of, right?
Yeah, it's just, it's one of those necessary evils, if you will, something to release the compaction of the turf, get some good deep watering, get some fertilizer down there so that these golf courses stay in just great shape.
And speaking of which, in terms of keeping up on that sort of stuff, the new member portal kind of ties into the golf courses and everything else. Stephen, can you give us an update on what happened there?
Yeah. So we've updated our member software. And so essentially what happened is it's the same company and everything, but it's a newer version, which required folks to have to go in and have to create a new username and password under the new system. And it's gone really smooth. We actually anticipated a lot of struggles and concerns, and we've actually had very few, which is a good thing. But certainly we kind of geared up for that. We've had a hotline set aside. I think most folks probably won't really experience it until it comes time for them to actually go in. If they're not regular golfers, then if it goes time for them to do their dues is when they'll probably notice it. But pretty simple process. It just requires you creating an account again.
And if anybody did encounter something, they could call or stop by the
Absolutely.
office.
Yeah, and we're happy to help with that. And again, it's pretty much the same as before, but I realize though at the same time it's something different, so it requires a little bit of effort on their part. But certainly if they run into some sort of snag or can't figure things out, we're here to help them for that.
103.1 KSCW. I'm Keith Breitbach in for Ron Capriotti on the Rec Center show. Stephen Erno, General Manager of Sun City West, and Pat O'Hara, Golf Operations Manager, are in the studio today. And we're talking all things Sun City West. And as we are headed into the summer, all kinds of fun activities happening. Stephen, you mentioned before the interview, there's 33,600 pieces of a puzzle that's going to be put together at the library.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. Every year they do this summer puzzle. And this year, like you mentioned, 33,600 pieces. It's a huge puzzle. And I was fortunate to be able to go over there last week and kind of help kick that off a little bit with them. And when they it comes in, I can't remember how many sections it is, like 5 different sections. So they emptied the bags. Each bag has several thousand pieces in it. And so they dump each, and they have it sectioned off so you know which area. But big turnout. Was happy to see folks out there, and it's a thing. People are really into the puzzles. I was not much help, other than I was turning some pieces over. I was told turn pieces over so they're face up, and that's what I was doing. That's the best I can do.
Every little bit counts on a 33,600 piece puzzle. I was thinking also so many activities in the community when it gets warm out. Right, turn the air conditioner down at home and go out and into our facilities and enjoy the cooler temperatures with other members of the community.
Yeah, Keith, I mentioned that a lot. I mean, it's funny because there's always this talk about the snowbirds leaving and all this, but there is so much still happening here, and we do a lot of things that are intended for folks to be able to come out and enjoy things and get to your point, still be able to get out of their home, but get into the cool. We got the pools, we had different events at the rec center, so there's still a lot to do, and so I encourage people to certainly pay attention to what we're doing as far as events and things and take advantage of that.
And Pat, speaking of which, you've got some fun events. You got a golf tournament coming up, and I want to talk to you about the green team also.
Okay.
Why don't we talk about the golf tournament for
Sure.
When is that? How many spaces are available, and how do people get signed up?
Right. Yeah, appreciate the opportunity. We've got a new event that we're doing to help celebrate the 250th anniversary of the U.S. of A. So it's our red, white, and blue 2-person scramble. We have a men's flight, ladies' flight, and a co-ed flight. It's $50 entry fee plus your green fees. One-day event, 8 o'clock shotgun at Pebble Brook. It's on Thursday, July 2nd. Currently, we have 66 people signed up. We'll take up to 100 to play. So I'm positive we'll fill this thing up.
The scramble.
Mm-hmm.
What is the scramble? What are the rules to that?
Right. So scramble and best ball sometimes get used in the same connotation, but they're 2 different formats. A scramble is, Keith, if you and I were in a 2-person team and we both tee off and your tee shot's better than mine, we would pick yours and then we'd play the second shot from your location. A best ball would be you play your ball for the hole, I play my ball for the hole. Whoever has the lowest score,
Okay.
we record that. So that's the difference between a best ball and a scramble.
I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah.
I always get confused, even though I've done both.
Yeah.
Times.
Yeah. They use them interchangeably, and it's not correct.
So the golf tournament, again, what's the date on that?
Thursday, July 2nd, 8 o'clock shotgun at Pebble Brook Golf Course.
Okay, that's coming up. So get registered for that.
Please.
And let's talk a little bit about the green team,
Yeah.
what that is all about. It's a great resource for people who want to get into the game of golf.
Yes, this has been around longer than I've been here. So the Green Team was a developmental program that went through different gyrations of how it was operated. Last 4 or 5 years, we changed it up. We call it Green Team 2.0, where instead of starting the beginner golfers out on the first tee box and swinging the toughest club in the bag, which is the driver, and them getting frustrated and not really finding the essence of the game because they're never getting to the green, they're never chipping, very few putts. We start them off actually at the putting green, teaching them how to putt, and then we work them back at 25-yard increments, 50-yard increments. So we start them at 25 yards. If they make 36 for 9 holes, they advance to the 50-yard marker. Same thing. If they get 36 or less, they advance to the 100, then the 150, and then finally they get to go to the tee boxes. And if you can shoot even par at any of our executives from the tee boxes, you're a pretty good little player.
Yeah, and you're ready for a scramble.
Absolutely, a 2-man scramble on July 2nd.
And what if I don't have any golf clubs?
We provide those. If we have them in stock, we usually keep around 10 or 12 used sets of clubs, men's, women's, left-handers, for you, Keith, if you had that desire. And we provide those if you need them to get started. And then you either after a month or two, you find out whether or not you're going to play this and keep them as long as you need, and we'll keep you going.
I could use a dozen balls per round also.
Well, I
by the
tell you
time I
what,
get through it.
I'll let you in on a secret. We provide some of those too.
Perfect, because golf it's not an inexpensive sport or game, is it?
Yeah. There's some roadblocks there. We're trying to knock down the green fee cost, the equipment cost, and the instruction cost.
But living in Sun City West, we have all of these wonderful golf courses, and why not get out and use them as well?
Absolutely.
If you're living here. And what about the driving ranges, that sort of thing? If I want to come out and hit a bucket of balls, how much does that cost usually?
It's the greatest deal in the world. For a small bucket of balls, it's $3. And then the putting green and chipping greens are at no charge. So there's really no reason why somebody can't come out and practice their golf game.
All right. I'm glad to have you on here so I could ask that question. I just learned something valuable myself. So
Absolutely.
I'll be out hitting some buckets of balls.
Yeah, hope to see you out there.
Absolutely. Stephen, we have some other fun stuff happening that I want to make sure we touch on. The merchandise and the new cafe. It's the old cafe, but now being run by the managing partner of the restaurant. Why don't we talk a little bit about that at R.H. Johnson? How is that all going?
Yeah, so we're excited about that. They the folks that own the Pavilion Grill agreed to help us out with the snack bar over there. They've opened the Boost Bar, and I know I've talked about that before, but it's been going really well, gotten really good reviews and great feedback from the community. So they're hitting it hard out there, and people are enjoying that. And it's a great amenity for us as well. And then we've got the merchandise out there. People are enjoying that as well. That's something that we're doing. That was actually a strategic plan action item, was to have that ability to buy merchandise. And the goal with that really is the marketing and branding. Like, we hope that the folks will take that, and maybe when they're visiting other people in different parts of the country or whatever, and they're carrying their Sun City West merchandise, people say, hey, what is that place?
We have a great, attractive logo, amazing community, and why not spread the word, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And anything else that people should be aware of?
No, just great time of the year, and it's getting warm. I know that, but it's also just a great time to get out and enjoy the pools, and then certainly come indoors if it's too hot and enjoy some of the amenities inside as well. So
yeah, and look for you over at the library, putting that 3,600 and 599 piece of puzzle together.
Listen, I told them I found one edge piece, and they only had 33,599 more to go.
And don't inadvertently put a few of them into your pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Drive some people a little bonkers around here. All right, gentlemen. Stephen Erno, the general manager of Sun City West, and Pat O'Hara, golf operations manager, joining us today on the Rec Center Show. I'm Keith Breitbach, in for Ron Capriotti. Thanks so much, gentlemen, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
This is 103.1 KSCW. Have a great day.